Welcome back. President Trump has declared April 2nd, quote, Liberation Day. That's when he says he will enact new tariffs on countries around the world. The president is set to announce the reciprocal tariffs during a Rose Garden event on Wednesday.
And that's just one part of the new trade policies taking effect this week. On Thursday, the U.S. begins a 25% tax on all imported vehicles and auto parts.
The people that are going to make money are people that manufacture cars in the United States. Outside of the United States, that's going to be up to them. I don't care too much about that.
A new CBS News poll asked Americans about the economy and inflation, as well as President Trump's handling of immigration. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, breaks it all down for us.
We know this week brought some tough economic news, and Americans told us in recent polling they still rate the economy as bad. So what happens now as they evaluate what the Trump administration is doing on that front? Let me start with this measure of focus, because early on in an administration, it's often about what the public thinks a president is trying to do. Well, look at this. Nearly 2/3 say the administration not focused enough on trying to lower prices, but a majority does think that they're focused too much on imposing new tariffs. Now, why is that important? It's because of what they think tariffs might do. I tested this. What might they do in the short term and the long term? Because the administration's argument, of course, is partly that they might be positive over the long haul. Well, look, big numbers think that tariffs will raise prices in the short term, but there are also many who think that they would raise prices in the long term, too. So take a look, though, at what happens to Donald Trump's overall approval numbers. They've ticked down on handling the economy, ticked down on handling inflation. Let me turn to immigration, though, because that is net positive for the president. So let me show you why. Not just handling immigration, but also in particular, you get majority approval for his program to deport immigrants who were in the U.S. illegally. That remains positive. That's a look at the latest CBS News poll.